I mean, Jurgens kind of simple here. What was the mood of the team like after the win, and how do you kind of change things moving forward on a short week?
Yeah, I mean it was hard. The mood at halftime was pretty down, and then shout out to Malik. He did a really good job of getting us together, and kind of he had a really good message for us of just that like everyone that we needed was in that room, and we know we're going through struggles this year, and how we were going to come out to that second half and how we were going to play. We kind of thought was kind of going to be a defining moment for us for these last four games, and the second half wasn't perfect, but I think we were pretty proud of what we did, especially in the third quarter. So it was tough, but I think honestly, the way the schedule worked out, like having this short week was kind of nice. Like it's a just move on, get the taste out of your mouth. Usually we say 24-hour rule. It was more like a 24-minute rule. We were right on the Duke, or on Duke. So yeah, it was tough, but it's good to have the short week to move on.
Justice said after the game that FSU was calling out your runs, both type and direction, and it felt like you guys went a little bit quicker in a different direction in the third quarter. Was that kind of like a response to what they were doing, or what switch flipped there besides the boot, obviously?
I don't think so. I mean, I think they were a well coached team. I mean, when they were calling out the runs, they weren't always correct. And I think they called it out on that one, whatever it was, 60-yarder that Justice had. So I don't think that's. I think they're a well coached group. Every team has tendencies, but I think we did a good job breaking our tendencies often because they called out the wrong run a number of times too.
Hey, Michael. Good morning. Do you believe you guys on the offensive line specifically have done enough in the last couple of weeks to kind of be like the start of something good down the stretch here, Michael? Like there's been enough progress made that you can kind of build upon that.
Yeah, I think what I've been most happy about the past 2 weeks is just our resiliency, and that goes without saying. I think this group, this is more injuries than we've had in my 6 years here. I think Coach Baca probably in his 10 years more injuries than we've ever had, and that goes without saying. Our group's done a great job of handling it. Guys playing in different spots and all that, but specifically to the last 2 weeks, we've significantly cut down on MAs. I think there was one MA against Pitt, and I don't think there were any last week. And that's just a sign that guys are moving in the right direction. And that's the expectation. So it's disappointing that we weren't there at the start of the year, but I think it's definitely encouraging. And like I said, just the way that guys have worked, and when things have gotten hard, we haven't pointed fingers and splintered. We've doubled down on our habits and on our tendencies, and really try to invest in little details, hoping that just the aggregation of all those little details sum up to something bigger than we could have hoped. And I think we're in a good spot going forward.
Michael, what have you seen out of Duke so far? Obviously, it's been a short week, but what have you seen going into Thursday?
I think they're a really, really good group. I think they're probably one of the most complete groups we'll see all year. Those two inside guys have been there forever, and I think they're great players. They're the best, might be the best 1-2 inside punch in the conference, and they're really well coached. Obviously, we have that relationship with their staff, specifically on defense, and Coach Simpson too. I know he's a great coach, and they're a really well coached group. And I think some of it's similar. Like, really, it's one of those weeks we don't know what we'll get. I don't think I'll ever forget that first play last year, turning around, looking at Sam, and just laughing. Like, first time that staff had ever run a 3-down defense in their entire career, 3-safety shell. So, we're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna prepare. Teams have kind of played us more in their base defense than they have in the past, I think, as a product of kind of how our offense has changed this year. So we don't know what we'll see, but we'll be ready for whatever it is.
Michael, are you ready for the cold? Haven't had it yet this year.
I know. Today we were just joking. Some of the freshmen from Florida had a tough practice today. It's a little cold for them. But I'm excited. We kind of had like back in like around the bye week, maybe the week after, maybe the Clemson week, we had like a false week of fall. So I'm excited for the cold. And we've got obviously Notre Dame coming up. I would love to have a snow game. I don't know, Coach R might be mad at me if he hears that, but I would love to play in a snow game.
How do you get back up when you have a game like you did Saturday? I mean, part of it, I think you said you guys didn't have any MAs, and that's a good thing. That maybe tells you how good Florida State is. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're definitely a really good group. And it's like so often, I don't think there were any breakdowns in protection last week, and it's like, sorry. I don't think there were any breakdowns in protection. It's like, and there weren't a ton of instances of people just getting outright beat. Nice, but it's like, we just need to be firmer. The way that a pocket's designed to be, those tackles have to keep it wide, and at times they got collapsed, and the inside has to keep it firm so the quarterbacks can step up once those ends bend around. And specifically, like the first sack on that first drive is the one on my mind where they had a 5 down front and everyone was good. Nobody got beat, but the pocket just collapsed too quickly. And we just need guys winning those matchups. And obviously the prerequisite to that is doing your job. So it's encouraging that we were doing our job. And so now, we just need to play with confidence. And I've seen it out of everyone in the room. I know everyone in the room everyone playing can win those matchups, and just have to execute. It's a really hard thing to do.
Thank you.
You guys all good?
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Michael.
thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
We'll get going as soon as you guys are all set.
How you doing? I'm about to say, you all right?
I saw you still that time.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing good, Jasheen. Just I guess start off with the basics. Just what's practice been like the last couple of days, and what how's the preparation going for the Duke matchup Thursday night?
We going pretty well. Just coming off a short week. We had dialed back on the physicality. So the first 2 days was sort of kind of like walk through mental days, and then today was like our first sort of kind of physical day of practice. But the preparation for Duke has been going pretty good. I'm excited for this next opportunity to play again. So I'm looking forward to it.
How much time went into review of last Saturday's game? I mean, was it the same amount that you usually would, or did you guys just kind of burn that tape and move on?
Well, we kind of burnt it. I mean, obviously there was things that we needed to fix from the last game. We went over it, but being that it was a short week, we couldn't dwell on last week's game. We had to get prepared for Duke. So we basically spent the first half of Sunday reflecting on Florida State's game, and then we spent the second half getting prepared for Duke. So,
is it kind of good to not have a whole lot of time to dwell on that one?
Yeah, I believe so, because I mean, you always supposed to have a short-term mentality, especially in football, because plays aren't always gonna go your way. But if you have that next play mentality, then you'll be prepared for the next play. So I feel like it goes for the same in terms of this week here. I know we lost against Florida State and we learned from it, but at the same time, we have a game on Thursday, and Duke also came off a loss too. So they're hungry to try to get this win, just like how we are. So, like I said, it's going to be a good one.
Jasheen, what's the message in the locker room from the experienced guys and the coaches about the next 4 games coming up?
Just having resilience. This is the last stretch of the season. We got some big games coming up, and we just have to play to the best of our abilities. We could play with the best of the best, and we have to believe that. So that's just been the message.
What have you seen out of Duke so far in your little bit of study? And last week Kevin Pointer mentioned that FSU would have some revenge factor. You think there's some of that with you guys going to playing Duke after last year?
Yes, sir. Obviously. So last year going into Duke, it was a tough loss. We had the opportunity to win the game, but yeah, this year, we had the same opportunity to go back into Durham, and just get a good win. And I feel like that we need this win. It's an in-state rivalry. So, the game's going to be pretty intense. So, like I said, I'm just excited for this opportunity to just see what we can do. I have faith in our team, and I feel like the sky's the limit.
Also, how tiring is it to play yet another mobile quarterback after you've gotten a few the last few weeks?
Man, I mean, at this level, everybody's mobile, so I just got to be prepared for it. It's just to try to get in shape my damn stuff. Just going through practice every day, trying to play every rep full speed. So that's how I get prepared for the mobile quarterbacks.
Jasheen, long time no see. Hope you're doing well this morning.
What's up, Professor? How you doing?
Good. I asked Michael the questions. First game you guys will play in the cold. As a defensive guy, do you prefer cold or hot?
I prefer really just warm, to be honest. But I mean, it's football at the end of the day, so I know what comes with the season comes weather, cold weather. So you got to adjust to it.
And there's a little bit of a toughness factor there, isn't it? When it's cold and uncomfortable, and sometimes it's the team that's a little bit tougher.
Right. It's more of a mental thing. I mean, the weather is the weather. Sometimes you got to play when it's really hot. Sometimes you got to play when it's really cold. So you just can't let the weather element, something that you can't control, affect how you play. So
you guys seem like you're still pretty confident at 4-4 with 4 games left. I mean, you're 2/3. It's been a third. You're 4-4, and you know what's in front of you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So 4-4. I feel like this season obviously hasn't been going the way we have and stuff like that. But I feel like at the end of the day, we're still very competitive. We still have a brotherhood. We still rely. We still trust in everyone here. Mitch, we trust in all our quarterbacks, everybody to make plays and stuff like that. So I know 4-4 is basically considered like a down year compared to what we've been through these last couple of years. But I feel like still at the end of the day that we're in a good position to win games, and we just got to capitalize on those opportunities. So,
thank you.
Along those lines, Jasheen, are there still goals out there for this team that excite the team? Like you said, 4-4 is kind of a disappointment at this point, right? Is there things still on the table that get you guys jazzed up and ready to play?
Yes, sir. So, obviously we've been to the bowl game the last 7 years, so we're still trying to strive to make it to the 8th year or the 8th consecutive year. So, that's just our main focus now, but we have to take it one game at a time. We can't just look at the overall picture. If we take it one game at a time, then like Duke game on Thursday, we go in, we play to the best of our abilities, get the win, then we're one step closer to achieving that goal. So we just got to take it one game at a time. It's a 1-week season, so.
Thanks, Jasheen. I think we're good here, man.
All right, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
See you Thursday.
How's it going?
What's up, Nick?
Nothing much.
Just walk us through what's the kind of mood of the team and how's the preparation going for Thursday night's game at Duke?
Well, the mood of the team, I mean, we've been here before, Wake Forest. I mean, this is nothing new to face adversity for everyone. So, I mean, it's just another little challenge to get over. And the week of preparation has been great. I mean, it's been, up tempo in terms of mentally. It's a short week, so we're taking care of our bodies, but the team's ready to go. I'll tell you that much.
How does your role change when you're playing? And Cam mentioned this a couple minutes ago. A mobile quarterback like Riley, you've got to really kind of play the pass and be ready for him to take off at any moment too, right?
Yeah, no, I mean he's really dangerous with his legs. You just have to keep an eye on that. You can't just sell out all the way for the pass, and then when you get a chance and he's scrambling, just have your feet under you and everyone under control to bring him down. So what turns to a small run, if a missed tackle will turn into a big one. So just being under control and knowing that he has that capability.
Michael Jurgens talked to us about Malik Mustafa kind of rallying the troops at halftime last week. What do you remember from that halftime get together where Malik really talked to you guys?
Well, Malik's a true leader, and like any true leader, I mean, nobody like to lose, but when times are tough and people are down, someone has to step up and try and make a difference, and that's exactly what he did. And we came out that second half, and we didn't get the result we wanted, but we found some things, and that just goes to show you when times are tough, he's never going to quit, and guys rally around someone like that.
Yeah, hey, that might be strike three.
Nick, what's next for this team over the next 4 weeks? Is it being more consistent? Is it just elevating? How do you get from point A to point B?
I think it's a 4-game season for us right now, and so just continuing to fix the little things that have come up week after week. And put an emphasis on what has been not great for us. But like I said, it's a 4-week season for us, and so we're focused on 1-0 this week at Duke, and then continuing to elevate throughout the next 4 games.
I think we're probably good, Nick. I appreciate your time. Best of luck the rest of the week.
Of course, appreciate you guys.